Now, when I was in St. Petersburg at the Russian National Guard's exhibition, I saw a lot of very cool weapons, but one of them really piqued my interest after I found out that it was designed by the same people that made aviation machine guns. That's why I decided to check them out at my favorite Moscow shooting club, the Fireline. Let's get on with it. So this is the Geshe 18 developed in 1999. This is a semi-automatic pistol with a rotating barrel. It was designed for the military, but it ended up with the detectives and the investigators of the police forces. Now, let's talk about the details of this weapon. Geshe 18, being chambered in the 9x19 millimeter Luger round, it was specifically designed to fire armor-piercing bullets. And it has a reversible mag release for comfortable operation by left-handers. This is actually the sport version. The original version also has trigger-mounted safety. I mean, it would be interesting to see that. Now, one of the more interesting parts about the rotating barrel is it has 10 lugs. The other pistols that were also rotating barrels, they only have 2 to 3 lugs. That's why it has only an 18-degree motion. It ensures more reliable operation. But also, it has a fully polymer construction. That's why the gun is just under half a kilo unloaded. Now, let's get to firing this baby. Now, how do you really test if a pistol is good or bad? You spend time with it. Now, unfortunately, I cannot test the durability of this weapon because the time and ammunition I have with it is till lunchtime. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna test how fast I can load the magazine because this is a very rough pistol. So, loading time of the magazine, we're gonna see how fast I take it out of the holster and shoot, and also try to assemble and disassemble the weapon. And of course, we're gonna test it for its accuracy and do the Mozambique drill and see how it fits in my hand while I'm doing all this. Now, let's start with loading the weapon. Yeah, that's it. All 18 rounds loaded, I think.
So now before we go ahead, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All of you are watching this but not subscribing, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. Now I'm gonna load and fire the weapon as fast as possible.
Explosive.
Now I'm gonna load and fire the weapon as fast as possible.
The mission is by a mile.
Well, it passed the first quick fire test. I hit the bullseye the first time, but the second time I had a problem in loading the magazine because it didn't catch. Otherwise, ergonomically it was perfect and fit my hand really well. And now for the next test, we're gonna try to assemble and disassemble the weapon. You start by taking out the magazine and using the edge of the magazine to unhinge the slide lock release. All right, I guess I'm not that well accustomed with this weapon. Let's move on to the next test. Well, the gun broke. Sorry, we're finishing the episode. See you next time.
No! God, please, no! No!
Perfect. The show can go on. We managed to fix the pistol and time to fire it again. Well, I didn't. It's not loaded, of course, but. Now let's see how accurate I am with this weapon. That's it. That was a great experience. I mean, I don't think I hit the bullseye that much, but what really, really disturbed me was the fact that all the casings were flying on top of my head and on my hands, and they were very, very hot. That kind of threw me off balance, but all in all, except that, this is a very good weapon, felt amazing in my hands, and of course, I would like to shoot it more. Now let's try the Mozambique drill. The Mozambique drill, or 2 to the body, 1 to the head, is a close quarter shooting technique that requires the shooter to fire twice into the torso of a target, also known as double tap or hammered pair, to the center of mass, and follow up with a more difficult headshot that, if properly placed, will instantaneously stop the target if the previous shots fail to do so. According to anecdotal history, the technique originated with a Rhodesian mercenary, Mike Russo, engaged in the Mozambique War of Independence, fighting at the airport at Luro Mark, modern-day Maputo. Russo rounded a corner and encountered an enemy combatant armed with an AK-47 assault rifle at 10 paces. Russo immediately brought up his Browning HP-35 pistol and fired 2 bullets into the target's upper chest, usually enough to incapacitate or kill outright. Seeing that the fighter was still advancing, Russo attempted a headshot that hit the gorilla through the base of his neck, severing the spinal cord. Russo related the story to an acquaintance, small arms expert Jeff Cooper, founder of the Gunsight Academy shooting school, who incorporated the Mozambique drill into his modern technique shooting method. Well, that was a mess. Now I'm done playing with this baby. It's a beautifully crafted weapon. It fit my hand perfectly. The only problem was that it did bite me while I was trying to chamber the bullet, and while I was shooting at the target, the shells were flying all over the place, fell on my head, fell on my hands, but I would still take this baby to battle any day of the week. Now, how was the Gesche 18? Now, not looking at the fact that the hot metal shells were flying all over the place and falling back on you, not looking at the fact that the trigger was so sharp that it actually hurt my finger, and it was quite hard. The slide lock is really tough, but I really liked the pistol. It was like being in a toxic relationship with a woman. You really like it, you love it, you want it to work, but you know it's actually very bad for your health. But despite that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.